So I've been at Microsoft for 12 years, kind of the old guy on this floor.
Yeah.
I joined the company in Philadelphia in 1992. Yeah, I was in the field and did that for a while. And then I moved out to Redmond and actually joined the VB team right as VB3 was shipping.
Okay.
And I was the first tech champ for VB. Did that for a long time. So, well, that's kind of how you and I know each other.
Yeah.
And yep, lots of VBits and VS Lives and PDCs and that sort of thing. And so I've worked on VB3, 4, 5, 6, 7, .NET, all the .NET stuff. Yeah, I moved over. So I've been on this team, on the VS Core team, for 4 years now, I guess.
Wow.
Working on the core shell and stuff, and working on help for the Whidbey release.
Okay. When you say help, what do you mean?
So we're doing a whole new help system in Whidbey. We get a lot of feedback about help. Some good, some bad. A lot of, and so one of the things that we did, I guess starting about 2 years ago, is we started doing really a lot of analysis, kind of usability analysis and stuff, to understand like people who like our help system, why do they like it, and people who don't like our help system.
Are there actually people who like our help?
It turns out there are in fact people who like our help system. Approximately 20% of our customers like our help system, and actually it's more than that. But what we were able to really kind of distill down all the feedback that we got to was that there's essentially two kinds of users in two kind of large-scale situations that we named the red zone and the green zone.
Okay.
And so a green zone user is somebody who's successful using our help system.
Right.
And what we learned about the green zone user, what makes them successful, is that they've learned Microsoft terms and technologies, names and things. And so that maps pretty closely to your typical VC developer.
Yeah.
Most VC developers kind of tend to invest in learning. If you're an MFC developer, you learn the framework. So you learn like the names and the keywords and the terms inside the framework. And because you've learned all that, you're a lot more successful in our help system, because our help system is very good when you know what words to ask. We actually score very well among VC developers in a lot of cases, especially in the case of F1, Index, and IntelliSense, which are very heavily based on knowing exactly the right keyword or term to look up. We do pretty well in those, very well actually in those cases.
Right.
The place where we don't do well is for the developer who doesn't invest the time to learn the technical like all the terms and technologies and that sort of thing. Well, so that maps very well to kind of the typical mainstream VB developer.
Right.
And the reason for that is because VB is a rad development environment, and C# now to an extent as well. Those environments encourage you to build things first and ask questions later.
Yeah.
And that's the very type of developer, or developing in that style, the type of developer who uses that style is the developer who's not successful, because you started writing code, you started making forms and controls, and you never learned all the words.
Yep.
And then when you get stuck and you go, now I want to write text to a file. And so you go into search and you type writing text to a file, you click the search button, and what do you see? Oh, you get answers about Fox Pro, and you get all kinds of, you're in VB.NET and you get answers that say, well, in Visual Basic 3, here's what you could do. And you're going, well, wait, no, I'm in VB.NET.
Yeah.
Whereas a great example of a green zone developer or a green zone scenario would be you need to use WM Paint, the WM Paint message.
Right.
So you know that, but you can't remember all the parameters that go with WM Paint. So you go into the index and you type in WM_Paint, you zoom down, you see WM Paint in the index, you click it, there's your topic. You read your topic, life is good, you keep coding.
Yeah.
Whereas if you were to type in, how do I respond to Paint messages, the help system would just probably not do very well for you at all, because it's not designed around that type of thing. And so what we really went after in the Whidbey design was to go after this red zone case, which is the how do I do this thing? Like, I know what I want to do, but I'm not quite sure what are the exact words for how to do that. And so we've done a bunch of things. We've made the help engine better. And so searching, we were doing some kind of stupid things like, in the current versions, if you type in vb.net, we actually word break on the dot, which is not a very good thing. And so, we've fixed some obvious things like that. Ranking in the local engine works quite a bit better. But the other thing that we've done is we've introduced a new search UI, which is it actually looks a lot more like what people are used to using in an online search UI. So things like filters, which we've always had in help, are very confusing. people don't understand, like you look at the name of a filter and it's a short little name, Visual Basic, or C#, and you select that because you think, well, okay, I'm using Visual Basic, that's probably the right thing. And it might or it might not work for you.
Right.
They work for some people they don't. But they're not descriptive enough to understand what that really is going to do.
Does Help integrate into online search? Because a lot of developers, when I watch them work, they're often Google or MSN search.
Yep.
And using the Help system as well.
Yep. So part of the search improvement that we've done is not only do we search local help now, but we search online. And there's two main, out of the box, there's two places that we search online. We search MSDN online, and we also search what's called the CodeWise Federated Store.
Okay.
And so we have this program, Microsoft program, called the CodeWise Partner Program,
yep.
which is a website that specializes in .NET development. So we have, I think currently we have about 30 partners, and it's actually growing. By the time Visual Studio ships, Whidbey ships, it's going to be up, the goal is up to like 100 partners. Well, they attribute their content, and we go out to them every day and we suck down metadata about all their content and put it in this database we call the Federated Store. And so from inside Visual Studio, you can search that Federated Store and get back search results. And when you click a link, then we take you directly to the CodeWise partner site. We don't cache their content, just the metadata about the content. So now in Help, you can execute a single search operation, and we'll search local, MSDN online, and CodeWise. So that's, you're searching 30 websites, 31 if you include MSDN online, from a single search operation, and getting these results back, and you can switch between the different results. We've changed our search results so that now we have abstracts very similar to what you're used to in online searches. You get a lot more information, so you don't get the little grid display anymore, where you can't really. What we were trying to get rid of was that whole operation of having to click and open and read and click and close and click and open and read and close. Now you can read that abstract and go, that looks good, click, or no, that doesn't look interesting, let me go to the next one.